So I figured out a way to help everyone who wants to walk faster or run faster do that. Just go out in the morning in shorts and a t-shirt and maybe a little hat when it's like 25 degrees out, and it'll help you run faster or walk faster. Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Well, now that I got done with my walk, and it was a walk, ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to catch me running anytime soon. I figured we'd have a little fun today instead of just doing the same old grind, giving you guys gloom and doom, as some people may call it. In all actuality, ladies and gentlemen, I just want you guys to be prepared, all right? I have a few chores to do today, and then after I get done with my chores, I'm going to come over here, I'm going to do a payday prep. And the reason I have to go do a few chores first is because one of them is to pick up something that I ordered a few weeks ago that's part of that payday prep. So let's hang out for a little bit. I'm going to go to the transfer site, get rid of some trash. I'm going to go to my favorite gas station that I haven't been to in about a month and a half. I am going to brave the waters, ladies and gentlemen. I actually have to start going back to the office next week for a couple days of the week, which I'm not that happy about, but it is what it is. Soon enough, I'll be free from the rat race. But till then, I have to follow the orders that the boss sends downstream. So I'm going to go to the gas station. Then I got to go and sit in line for about an hour and a half or so I can get my tires changed out. And then we'll be back here after I do my pickup, do a payday prep. And hope you guys have fun. Enjoy the ride. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that roller coaster ride. You know, riding down here, I had a thought. That's one thing that we may want to consider is think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say we had a long-term crisis where governments were not able to provide the services that they provide now. In this case, road maintenance. As you can see, just from the ride over here, it was like a roller coaster, really. And the reason for that is because usually every year when it starts to warm up a little bit, where things start to thaw, the roads get really wavy because deep below the earth under the roads there exists something called thermofrost. And what that is just ground that's frozen all the time. But as it gets warmer, it thaws just a little bit in certain places, and it's just enough to push the ground up, or in some cases bring it down a little bit due to the thawing and freezing cycles of that part of that thermofrost under that ground. So what would you do if you lived in an area that was like this, that got this cold, that the weather did this much damage to the roads on an annual basis, but there were no crews to fix those things or maintain the roads on an annual basis? After 2 or 3 years, I could just imagine how bad the roads would be. Now, the free market could take place and people can get together and chip in to keep their road maintained, like me and my neighbor do for our road there during the winter. But it could get pretty bad if the roads aren't maintained on an annual basis like they are in many places around the country. Alrighty, we're pulling into our local Jiffy Lube. They actually do tire changes here. And it's a first come first serve basis, so I am here 1 hour before they open. While I was waiting for my tires to get changed, Mrs. Alaska Prepper texted me and said, "I need money." And I said, "Yes, dear." So here we are at the bank. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I've gotten a lot done today so far. I'm glad that I got my tires changed. That's over with for the next, I don't know, 4 or 5 months or so. And I think I'm going to go ahead and give the old truck a car wash. First, we have to stop and get that order that I placed. It was actually an order that I placed through Sportsman's Warehouse. All right, but we'll show you that later on today, as soon as I get back home and get all of the other things I have to get done in town. My wife told me she needed money, but she didn't tell me what denomination, so I decided to play a little prank on her and get her all $5 bills. If you guys don't see me on the air after tomorrow, you'll know what happened. Well, we are at the car wash, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to give this big old truck its bath of the year. Usually once a year, this truck gets a bath, and this is it. So you know that in the olden days, the reason why the month of May and June are so popular for people getting married. Now, this is just what I've heard. It's because back in the olden days, before they had indoor plumbing or anything like that, people usually only took 1 or 2 baths a year. And May was a very popular month to take a bath because people would have come off of a rough winter, not wanting to wash in such cold weather. So most of the weddings were conducted in May and June because that's when they were the cleanest during the year. Now, that's not the reason why I give this truck a bath only once a year. It's because to me, it's just a truck, but I do like to take care of it just enough so that it'll last me a while, and giving it a wash is nothing but putting off getting it dirty for another 2 days. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's not that I'm too lazy to give my vehicle a wash. It's actually kind of enjoyable doing that. I used to do it all the time back when I had to have a new car every other year. But the truth is I truly enjoy supporting the local economy. So what wash should I give this thing? Goodness, they have $25 washes now. You know what? I'm going to pick the $16 one because that'll leave me $4 to leave the guys that dry it off a tip. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally home. I hope you had a good time hanging out with me today. You know, on my way here, I was talking to my brother, and I told him, man, it's a beautiful day out. I took the day off of work today. I feel so free. Such a beautiful day. I was able to go and do things that I needed to do and wanted to do on my own time. Nothing, no rushing or anything like that. And I'm so glad that I got everything that you see here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I remember a long time ago, remember when I got those cast iron enameled Dutch ovens? I remember someone on there left a comment saying, "A fool and his money." And the reason he said that is because I'd never owned a cast iron enameled Dutch oven before. So I was asking you guys on that video, hey, what are these for? You know, the little droplets on top of the lid. Now I know what they're for, right? And then he continued to say, this guy spent all this money on this stuff and he doesn't even know how to use it. Well, you know what? I used the heck out of that Dutch oven today, and almost every day I use that Dutch oven. I love using it. But had I not purchased it, I would have never learned how to use it. And I'm not going to lie to you right now. There are some tools here, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 that I see that I've never used before. But this is why I purchased all of this. If you've been following me for a while, you'll understand that I believe that things are going to increase nominally in price by a lot within the next, I don't know if it'll be 6 months, a year, 2 years, but I think that things are going to increase in price a lot. Not only food, but material things too that we need in order to work and do things. Things are going to go up in price, and it's not just limited to tools. And as I was saying, I have an extra set of tires for both of my vehicles, for mine and my wife's, because we changed them over from winter to summer. So if I have to, my tires are studded tires, the winter tires that I use. If I ever have to, I can take those studs out and they'll still be effective in the wintertime. I just have to be a little more careful. So when I think about it, I have enough tires for my truck probably for about the next 10 years, just with those two sets. We also have older sets that still have enough tread to be street legal that we keep just to make sure that we have them. Same thing with my wife. She has two sets. She doesn't use studs on her tires, but she has two sets of tires that we change on and off. And if we couldn't purchase tires in the next couple of years when she needs a set, or in the next several years, really, because she's got enough tires right now, or enough tread on both of her tires, probably for at least another 4 years for each pair. So she's probably got enough tires for the next 8 years for her truck. So these are some of the things that you want to think about. What is going to go up in price, and what will go up in price a lot? I think that tools are going to go up in price a lot for various reasons. The main reason is, and this is a good thing in a way, tools, the manufacturing of tools and things, I believe, is slowly going to start coming back to the U.S. However, we've printed so much money that inflation in the price of those items will definitely be going up. All right. Not only because of that, but because labor here in the U.S. is more expensive than labor, offshore. All right. There's nothing wrong with that, because in a free market, if you want to buy something, you buy it. If you don't want to, you don't, for whatever reason. But I think it's a good thing that things will come back. So I'm purchasing these things now while the value of the fiat currency that I earn can still be used to purchase things at a reasonable price. So that's why I'm getting all of these things. And I got multiples of some things just one. So let me go ahead and show you what I got. I'm sorry about the shadow. That's my shadow there. So let me see if I can show you here. So you can see there, I got kind of like a heavy duty spade shovel that has a nice long wooden handle. I got one of those. That one was actually pretty pricey. I think it was like $30-something for that shovel. But I went ahead and got 3. Let me go ahead and put this on the floor so you guys can see it. I went ahead and got 3 of these. These are kind of like light duty, but you can still use them. And if the handle breaks, I've got handles under my house that I've had for years that are heavy duty handles made out of really hard wood. All right. So I got 3 of these. Why? These were only like $8 a piece. So I got 3 of these. And it's not like I use these all the time. I don't. However, when I do start getting real serious about gardening, like actually having a plot down there, maybe for potatoes and some of the vegetables and things that I don't want to grow in my raised gardens, I'll be able to use these tools in addition to use them to do other things around the house that I need. And these 4 spade shovels that I have right here, these will probably be all I need for the next 20 years, unless really bad things happen, right? Then I got a couple of these regular square shovels. I've used these a lot in the past to mix concrete, like in buckets. So it's really nice to have these. Now these I'm not going to use right away. I already have like one of each. Like I have one spade shovel that I've been using for a few years. I've got a couple of these square shovels that I've been using for a couple of years that are all beat up, but they still work. So these are going to go in storage. So here you can see I got a splitting maul. Right, that's an 8-pound splitting maul. I got a couple of small spade shovels, and the reason I got these small shovels that come with a handle is so that I can use them in my raised bed gardens. My raised bed gardens, I'm going to try to have them be like waist high, and it'll be nice to use these. I got a couple of these. I got a couple of what I like to call pitchfork, but really they're just digging forks. And the reason I got these is so that one day when I have chickens or rabbits or what have you, I can easily handle the hay, and I can use these also to turn over my compost when I have compost and everything built up. I got a sledgehammer. You can never have enough sledgehammers, ladies and gentlemen. I have one now that I call Fred that's broken. I have to replace the handle, but I figure I'd get a second one just to have it. I got a couple of regular axes back there. You see those cobalt blue axes? Got 2 of those, and those are really good axes. I have one that I beat the heck out of for the last few years, and it still works fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just beat up. But those right there will last me pretty much forever. I got what I think is called a wedging hoe. I'm not sure if that's what that's called. Correct me if I'm wrong, ladies and gentlemen. But I got this so that I can use if I'm ever going to grow onions, potatoes, things like that. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure that a lot of people use these things for a lot of different things. And then I got 2 regular hoes. I got a weeding hoe. And I believe these are called cultivator hoes. I'm not sure if that's what they're called or not. Let's see. Wood handle cultivators is what these are. Ladies and gentlemen, let me show you something real quick. Look at this. Beautiful day outside. Such a beautiful day. Beautiful. But ladies and gentlemen, guess what? I've got one more thing to show you that I'm really excited about. It's what I had to pick up at Sportsman's Warehouse. So I'll be right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, check this out. A lot of you may not know what this is, but I think it's beautiful. And I'm going to tell you why. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know that one of my electricity backups is a solar generator that I have that's made by Goal Zero. And it is a Yeti 1000. Meaning that it can store up to 1,000 watt hours of electricity. This is an extension battery for that unit. And this battery will store up to 1,250 watt hours. So all I have to do is hook it up to my Goal Zero 1000. And now I have effectively increased the capacity from 1,000 to 2,250 watt hours. And the great thing about this is 2 things. I'm getting more than double the capacity that I currently have for about 1/3 of the price. This battery was $400, which is somewhat pricey, some would say, right? But the solar generator, the Goal Zero 1000 was, well, I paid $1,000 for it. So I paid about 40% of what it's worth, right? But they normally go for around $1,100, $1,200. But that's neither here nor there. So I'm able to more than double the capacity of what I currently have for a fraction of the price. The second thing that I really like about this, and I really like about it a lot, is that you can chain these batteries together. So in the future here, when I do have my system set up to actually receive solar, if I like the way this battery performs, I can buy another 2 or 3 and chain them together so that I can keep extending the capacity of electricity that I can store in these batteries. What's the bad thing about it? 2 things about it that I don't like, but I'll work with it because I do live in Alaska, and I was surprised that they would even ship this up here. I got this through Sportsman's Warehouse. One thing I don't like about it is it's pretty heavy. It's about 74 pounds, I believe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make like a little crate with wheels where I can actually move it around. But I already know where I'm going to put it. I'm going to put it right next to my Toyo stove, which is where I keep my Goal Zero solar generator. And then I'm going to put that generator on top of this battery, that's how they're meant to operate, to put the generator on top of it. The second thing that I don't like is that it's a lead acid battery. And even though they are sealed batteries and they don't gas off and you don't have to provide any maintenance to them, except to make sure that you top them off every so many months, these should last about 10 years if I use them regularly. So I'm hoping that these will last a little longer than that, but we'll just have to see what happens. So I'm more excited about getting this than getting the tools. And the reason is because this here will make my life easier during a power outage. And those over there, those are for working. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, I truly hope that you enjoyed my payday prep. I do have another video that I'll be working on tonight to post. And what I'm going to do is the interview that I did with Aaron T. Scott. I'm going to go ahead and set that up for Sunday as a premiere. I'll probably put it up around noonish time so that you guys can come hang out and we can chat if we'd like. All right. So having said that, ladies and gentlemen, again, thanks a lot for hanging out with me today. I had a lot of fun today doing all of the things that I like to do. Like I said, I really felt free today. So thank you for coming along. And I hope that you guys have a great day and a great weekend ahead. Having said that, remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper. I'm out. What are you doing, girl? Say hi? Say hello. Say hello to everyone. Say hello. Say hello. Are you a good girl? Is Pebbles torturing you?